Welcome. I hope everyone's having a fantastic day. My name is Ducky, and I have a theory about why this is a prequel and not a sequel like others have mentioned. The footage you're about to see is from my stream playing for the first time. You can catch it at twitch.tv/syntheticducky. The link will be down below. If you want to come say hi the next time I'm live, I would love to talk about this incredible game. With that said, let's just jump right into it. Before we get into our first theory, just a friendly reminder that there will be spoilers. Little Nightmares 1, Little Nightmares 2, and some of my examples will be from other games, and those will have spoilers as well. So if you're listening to this and not watching, just know that, hey, this is your time to jump ship. Fair warning, okay? Alright, to kick things off with theory number one, that this is a sequel and not a prequel. Just to shoot it down right off the bat, I am 100% in the boat of it being a prequel. I'm going to explain why. So the first things first is I know that the devs have said this is a sequel, and it technically is in terms of it being the second installment of the franchise, right? But mention this just for a specific reason. They wanted that twist at the end to really have an impact, right? And this isn't the first time a developer has done this to us. Okay, so first things first, Metal Gear Solid 3, Snake Eater. It was also touted as a sequel, but as you play, you find out that it's actually a prequel, and it all comes crashing down together, right? Another big example is last year's Last of Us 2. Obviously the big thing was revolving around Joel, and since it is a newer game, I won't touch on that in this video, whatever, but obviously we know that the marketing for it lied on purpose, right? It was to have that emotional impact as best they could, right? Because players already went into it thinking, there's no way, right? There's no way that, so they did it on purpose, right? And it's no different than this developer. They wanted that ending to have an impact, and I think they succeeded with that. And as we go through all the theories, it should become clear that this is 100% a prequel. To hopefully prove to you guys that this is a prequel and not a sequel, we're going to look towards the user Diamond Entertainment. They made a YouTube video, and they are very much in the ballpark of it being a sequel. They go through it pretty well. They explain why they believe it is a sequel. But one of their examples is they were using Very Little Nightmares, the iOS game that came out, as a basis for an argument. Now, they're technically not wrong with it being a prequel, but it's a prequel to the wrong game. If you watch it, play it, you're this little girl in the yellow rain suit. You're being chased by the white lady, and Six, who's on the opposite side of the cliff, throws the rock and helps defeat her, right? Before the girl in yellow and the white girl fall in the ocean to their deaths, right? That game is very much a prequel to Little Nightmares 2, not number 1. It's a little bit mumbo jumbo, right? The way we see Six at the end of the iOS game is exactly how we see them in Little Nightmares 2. And the way we see Six at the end of Little Nightmares 2 is exactly how we see them in Little Nightmares 1. All the pieces fit. All those paths make sense. It's no different than games or movies that do the same process. They have an idea, they build on it, and then they go, oh, we gotta have some backstory. Look at Star Wars. Star Wars came out in the 80s, had this trilogy, and they go, let's tell a story about how it happened. The next trilogy is the prequels. So it's not uncommon for games and movies to go back and forth, right? They have an incredible franchise and they want to flesh it out, right? Just based on those 3 games alone and how those events play out, that this is 100% a prequel to Little Nightmares 1. Now, right now we're watching Mono traverse the house. He listens to this music box. He knows where it's coming from. He goes down the stairs, and soon he's greeted with Six. Mono sees that Six is afraid, and that when we're listening through the door, we can see that the only thing giving Six peace is the music. And that music box and that music is going to be very key to Six and this theory moving forward. Okay, so keep that music box in mind. So throughout the game, we're given lots of prompts for, boosting each other up, holding hands, but the biggest one is the leap of faith, right? This leap of faith is presented very early on in the game. We're at a bridge, and for the first time ever, we have to jump across, and we're trusting Six to grab us. Are you kidding me? Alright, I'm trusting you. I'm trusting you. Alright. I see you. You're pretty strong. Now, in every single situation, Six reaches out and with a verbal command lets us know that she's ready. And this is very important because at the end of the game, when we'll show the clip of obviously Six letting us go, Six is more than capable of lifting us up. Six has done it so many times throughout the game. She's given us verbal commands. Even the way the position of the character is gives hint that she's able to lift us up. She's very, very capable, right? There are many opportunities throughout the entire game that Mono and Six can build trust. The easiest examples are the TV scenes, where Mono goes ahead and touches the TV, and we're presented with a new scene that we're in this large hallway. We have the eye symbol, and we're walking towards it. And this happens about 3 times, and Six is right there to pull us out. And even with the school, we're traversing the school together, and the bullies lay a trap for us. We get trapped in a locker, and they go ahead and kidnap Six. And then from that point on, we're trying to rescue Six, and we eventually do. This whole game is building a trust exercise, so that when the end comes and we're presented with, oh no, like Six is gonna grab us this time. When we eventually fall, she lets us go, it creates that moment of, what the heck? Like, we spent the entire game together, our entire journey trying to escape, only for us to be let go, right? And there's a reason why we were let go. And it wasn't because we were no longer useful to her, that she just simply used us. It's not that at all. It's not that, she didn't realize she needed help, and then all of a sudden she realized that, she can just do it on her own. And it definitely was not because she saw the resemblance between the Thin Man and then us. There's also another theory that due to Six's chronic hunger, and she didn't want to eat Mono. Like, that's not it either. She dropped us because she was hurt, because she was angry. When she was captured by the Thin Man and we tried to rescue her, the first scene is she's stuck in the TV, and we try pulling her out, and the Thin Man grabs her again, right? She doesn't want to be there, right? We'll call it like the nightmare realm, the reception realm. Oh, he's alive! He's alive! No! And after that failed attempt, the only thing that gives her peace, she goes right back to square one. The music box. The music is keeping her together from breaking. And that's a direct throwback to the first scene that we see her with. She's playing the music box. And when we eventually defeat the Thin Man and go into the realm to rescue her, we're presented with a very abnormal Six, a mutated Six of nightmare and anguish and hurt. Everything that she's known has just been lost and trying to survive. And we come into her nightmare, and we're trying to take away the one thing that gave her comfort, gave her peace, and that was the music box. That was the music. And every time that we hit the music box or call out to her, it's like a jolt, a punch in the face, a slap in the face. Like, she's trying to get out herself, but at the same time, we're also destroying what is precious to her, and she's lost so much, and she can't differentiate the two. Everyone can relate to having a friend or a loved one, and you're trying to do what's best for them, and their mindset isn't right, and they take it as hostility. It's the exact same thing that's happening here. We're trying to save her, and to save her is to destroy the object that's tying her into this realm. And it's presented that when we destroy the music box, there's a snap. She goes back to normal, but she doesn't realize what we've done to save her. She sees it as this boy, Mono, just decided to take everything that I loved. And this isn't the first time through the game that we see this, that she's resentful to this world. There's two scenes in particular that I want to talk about. Is the first one in the school with the bully. She's resentful to being kidnapped by them. And so the scene has a weapon on the right, and it's indicated for us to go get it. But as we're going to get it, Six takes upon herself to murder the bully, and she just jumps on the back of him, strangles him, and just smashes him. And that's her cruelty coming out, her realization that this world is not safe. It's cruel, and herself is becoming cruel. The next scene is in the hospital where we're doing a task trying to get the lights back, the power back on, and when we come back to Six, she's breaking the fingers of the prosthetic. If you listen, she's snapping every single finger. What the f are you doing? Hey, buddy. You good? You good, fam? Right? So it's very evident that the game wants you to recognize these points for when the inevitable comes. That when we do destroy that music box and take her joy away, just like how everything else has been taken from her, she realizes that we're an enemy. So with these two screenshots at the end, the first screenshot here is the realization of who just destroyed the music box. She looks over, she sees Mono. For a split second, she can't believe it. But then the second one, the second screenshot, look at the body language. I'm over here, she's over there, and you can feel the distance. It was a creative choice to have it angled that way, to have her head slighted down, to have it just pitch black in the raincoat. With her looking just like that, she is completely changed. She sees us as a cruel human being, and at this point that she knows that she's going to be without him. She's already made the choice. If we play back the clip again from her realizing that Mono destroyed it, then the anger taking over, and then the brief snap of, oh, I gotta get out of here. Watch the whole clip play out, because she initially just pushes him out of the way, right? And throughout the entire chase scene, she's looking back, but not because she's worried about us. She's looking to see if we've died. And it isn't, and right on that bridge scene, when we both get through the initial part, she looks back, but as she just goes. She's already prepared. She's already made the choice that if possible, she's gonna kill us. And she's got no powers at this point, right? Because this is a prequel. She didn't get the lady's powers. She's dealing with all of her anger right now, here and then, without powers. Because at the end of the first game, after she kills the lady and she's walking towards the exit, she's killing everyone on the way. She's done. She's had enough. She's tired of the way she's feeling. And with this newfound power, whether she can control it or not, she just walks and murders. Lights flicker, bust, people are choking, people are moving around or dying. It's very evident that she never had that type of power in Little Nightmares 2. She only received it in Little Nightmares 1. Because if she had it in Little Nightmares 2, she would have used it. The developers would have made it known that she has it, and she doesn't. So with all that said, this game is a time loop, right? Mono is the Thin Man, and the Thin Man is trying to either 1, stop us to reset it, or 2, stop Six to prevent what will happen. Because it doesn't matter who the Thin Man grabs, you know? The Thin Man knows something. The third installment, he knows what's going to happen, right? Because if he stops us, then that prevents us from triggering Six's cruelty. And if it stops Six, well, then she doesn't go on a murder spree, right? So this whole game is a setup and a prequel to the third game to wrap it all up in a tiny bow. We're gonna let the rest of the footage play out of the ending of us discovering that we're the Thin Man. I just want to say thank you for anyone who's made it to this point. I really appreciate it. This was my first video basically analyzing something that I really had a good time playing. Often I would do it on stream, and the words came more fluently than doing it for YouTube. So it's definitely a learning process. So I appreciate the patience. And I also hope that I was able to provide enough evidence or enough thought process to throw in that theory that, hey, this is a prequel. It is a setup for essentially two forces to meet and to duke it out. And that, like, if you look closely, like, all the evidence is there, right? Because with the secret ending, 6 goes out of the TV, and we're presented with the Maw picture and the Shadow 6, the Reception 6 popping out, and the hunger. You hear the rumbling, right? So when you take everything as a whole, piece it together, it's clear as day that this is a prequel. But if you have any recommendations, any suggestions, I am 100% open to them. Again, with this being my first video, I would love to get better. I like doing these type of things on stream. It's something that I feel like whenever that happens, I really feel like I got the most out of it. Because sometimes when you beat the game, it's just, you're done with it and, you know, you move on. But when something really hits you or has enough intrigue, you talk about it. And I think that's a sign of a really good game. So overall, I really enjoyed my time with it. It was fantastic. The music, the art style, the story direction, very well done. If I had to nitpick, I wish it was a little longer or gave a little bit more context and backstory to the world itself. You know, why are things the way they are, and maybe they'll do that with a third one. So thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate it, and you can catch me live at twitch.tv/syntheticducky. I hope to see you there. Come say hi. It would mean a lot to me. Stay safe. Love each other. I'll see you next time.